Forge is in here with most of the Welsh ewes and some of the other ewes. Quite happy to have their dinner. Forge has been in for 6 weeks now, so his work is done, hopefully. So we're going to just try to grab hold of Forge in the field he's in for a sec, and we'll move the ewes up to fresh grass and he'll stay where he is. And then we might move him back to the field so he's got a bit of a barrier so he doesn't kind of break out and get back to them. I've just taken Forge's breeding harness off. I did think I'd videoed it, to be honest, but apparently it didn't. But it's probably because, well, stand for a sec. Got loads of wool and stuff on my hands where I've taken the breeding harness off, so maybe my fingers just didn't work on the screen. Anyway, so new crayon, which is the third crayon, just off. Forge knocked a bucket of food out of my hand, so he's eating it just where he decided to knock it out of my hand. Not really like him, but he's a little bit annoyed of just taking the ewes off him. You can see he's sort of pinched his fleece a little bit, but he's fine. It'll fluff back up again. And I was just saying, we will probably move him either back to a Berkland with the other rams, or we will move him and the other rams down to Maros. For that, we'll have to move the lambs that are at Maros back to a Berkland. Can't do that at the moment because we've just sold Little Vic, the boar that you met or saw again in the vlog last week. Actually had a few people that asked to buy him without us really advertising him for sale, which was great. So keep another couple of boars from the same sow back and we'll try to do something similar, and hopefully they'll be just as nice, really. Maybe slightly bigger ears would be nice. But yeah, so he's going on Wednesday, so from a standstill point of view, need to be a little bit careful. Sorry, Forge, you knocked the food out of my hand, didn't you? I have to eat it in the mud. Yeah, so from a standstill point of view, it could be a little bit complicated. So it's best that we sell the boar, or we sort of move the boar on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. And then we'll shuffle the sheep around a bit after that. So once we've started moving the sheep, we'll be on a standstill. So for 6 days, I think it is. So we won't be able to move any of the animals for that long. Pigs are actually a longer standstill, so that's a bit more of a nightmare. But sheep are only 6 days, I think. But I'll check with Tina. So yeah, we'll move the boar to its new home on Wednesday, and then we will shuffle the sheep a bit around the next few days after that. So Forge will be back with the other rams in a couple of days, so he'll be on his own for a couple of days here. But he's got plenty of space, not masses of grass left in fairness, but it's only him. So, right, anyway, Forge, say good night. So just going to go and check the ewes here at Summerhill. So see the sea's quite calm today. So I left the ewes in this field. It's got two footpaths running through it. So one comes out of this gate and one goes out of the gate we moved them through into the field they were in before. Worryingly, I can't actually see any sheep at the moment. So hopefully we'll see some in a second. Otherwise it means they've probably got out because someone's left the gate open, maybe. Probably a bit annoying, to say the least. There's like 49 of them. Bit of space under it. They're quite big sheep, we should be okay in theory. You still have some sheep, which is positive. I was getting slightly worried. What's that coming over the hill? Not monsters, but ewes. Looks like they're still all right. Don't know why they were all huddled. It's maybe someone walked through with a dog. The Leicester long wall bringing up the rear there. All right, ladies. So you can see, just feed them on the ground, different place every time. Feed them like probably once, twice a week really, just so they come to us. Makes it a lot easier moving them. You know, this way they'll run to me in the field as opposed to running away from me, which most people sheep do, which is a nightmare. Although the only three badger faced ewes we've got tend to be on the verge of running away from me, to be honest. They usually come close-ish. So yeah, one or two dirty sheep, but mostly they're looking alright really. So you can see, got 3 gilts here. Going back to what I was saying earlier, you can see the one on the right of the picture there. She's got a bit more length and depth than the other two. You can see they're outside in the mud, covered in mud, but you know, the choice a pig makes really. They enjoy mud. Quite good for their skin. We'll put them on something cleaner with some fresh straw before they go off to the abattoir, but at the moment they're quite happy. My kind of personal rule of thumb is if all of the mud is belly deep or more, then that's a problem. But you can see there's, you know, they've only got really a kind of ankle to knee deep mud, which is pretty normal for them. We've got quite heavy clay soil, so I mean, at least here anyway, so it's pretty standard for them to have some mud once they've been in a pen for a while. They have been in this one for a while. You can see pigs were on the other side of the fence some time ago, which we haven't reseeded yet. I can't remember when they were there, to be honest. You can see they've dug away all of the rushy stuff, which you can see in the background. Yeah. Currently our muck pile is right at the bottom of this field. It's kind of the one we call the field really, because it's the first one. But anyway, it's right down there. Normally we just take it down on a dumper, which you've probably seen in some of the other videos. To be honest, the field's pretty soft at the moment. You can see it's going to start to get quite trashed really. It isn't a major problem because we're going to have to put the drainage from the yard once we've done it down that field in the spring. That said, I don't really want it completely souped up, and we might end up getting the dumper stuck possibly, although I've actually done that yet. So yeah, at the moment we've got a bit of a pile in the shed. So we have a pile of muck here, which is in the shed. Quite a small shed, it's the only shed we've got at the moment. Well, it's got two farrowing pens in it. So predominantly we keep our pigs outside. We bring some of the sows inside the farrow because it's a lot safer really. We lose piglets to predation, otherwise foxes and badgers, and it's obviously easier for them inside. They just, hello my darling. So this is an Eleonora sow, so we call her Eleonora, like same as her 3 sisters really. So yeah, it's easier for them. In an ideal world, I guess we'd farrow outside all the time. We're right up in the Preseli, so the weather's harsh and we're just on the edge of several commons where there is no shortage of predators. I don't feel the need to lose pigs. It just doesn't feel nice when you find some have been taken or killed by various predators. So we do farrow inside some of the time. So yeah, so we've got another sow with another litter over here. This is Dainty. No, sorry. Dainty's similar, well, one of our pedigree sows. 2 of them, 3 of them. This is Dinky. So one of our first ever pigs. Well, lost her old stock cross. Tina's favourite pig, really. Doesn't quite fit in with my plan, but she's still here. She keeps having nice pigs, so good enough, really. This particular pig there, small one, is actually out of a Dainty Girl sow, Victor boar. So same dad as these, but he's actually, we could register him as a pedigree boar if he grows all right. But the sow lost all of her other pigs, either to predation or cold, we're not quite sure. It's not really, one is never going to survive on its own, so he was born 6 days after these, I think, so we took a chance, we put him in with these, and it's been absolutely fine. She's quite a good mum for an turn or so. Yeah, so it's slightly unusual, but it's worked out alright at the moment. Anyway, these are inside. It's part of the reason we don't really like farrowing outside, but we've only really got 2 pens. You can see, otherwise we would farrow one of, well, down there or sow. So this is a Dainty Girl sow, full sister of the one that lost all but one of her pigs, so she's going to farrow outside as well, mainly because we've got no space. Although in order to be able to sell free range meat we have to farrow them outside. The sows have to live outside all year, have to farrow them outside, and then their pigs have to be finished outside the whole time. The market, or our market, demands free range, so that's what we do. Fortunately enough, we've got customers that buy weaners that just want strong, healthy pigs, and they don't mind if they've been born outside or inside on straw. Hello, Reg. So yeah, sort of a bit of a mixed bag. So we've got kind of almost operate 2 herds. So an outdoor, fully outdoor herd, and then a herd that's outdoors, getting a bit silly all the time, except for when they farrow, which we finish. Not really lots by we farrow them in standards, but it's lots for us. It's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks worth, I think. So probably just put it out in the yard in a small pile for the time being until the field's a bit dry, and we'll put it in the main pile. Or we've got a few people that actually want our muck to help their vegetables grow and stuff. So some people pick it up and we deliver it to some local people in transit. So if anyone needs any, you've usually got some. But anyway, gonna move this now. I haven't got a kind of brackety thing with me to kind of film me doing it, so I'm just gonna have to stop filming. So muck pile moved and shed sort of, well, partially swept out. Moved the rotavator in the corner there. Actually broke the brush, which is annoying because I don't have a spare handle, so I can't quite sweep out properly, but I guess we'll probably pressure wash it in the next few days. So new muck pile out there next to our straw, which I guess is also sat kind of rotting outside. Feeding time apparently. So yeah, we try to cover it a bit. It's really hard to use it every day. Hopefully once the new shed's up, we'll have plenty of space to store a few bales of straw at a time, which will mean on the odd occasion that straw prices are relatively low like now, we could buy several bales and store them for a while. So, you know, they do get quite expensive at certain points, which is seasonal related, I guess. Anyway, so new muck pile, and you see a bale of haylage that we've got open. So just keep it in the yard, and then we're just carting it around to wherever we need it. Again, it'd be nice to keep that inside really, but there we are. So this is a dainty girl sow. She's had a few litters. She's always done okay with them, but they're not the best pigs, and there's not really enough of them usually. So we were going to cull her, turn into sausages and the like, bacon and so on. But we can't get her into the abattoir this side of Christmas, and we are a bit short of space. So we need to move her, and the only place we really got to move her to is to the boar. So I think she's going to get another chance. Hopefully she does a good job. Has, you know, decent sized litter of nice pigs. She's actually, it's been quite a while since she's weaned really, because we were hoping to get her in for gammon and bacon for Christmas, but it's not going to be happening now, I don't think. So she's going to get another litter, hopefully. She's going to go to the boar today. Again, I'm on my own, so normally I just film it, but I'm really concentrating because I haven't really got enough hurdles. You see, we have got a big gap, so yeah, hopefully she doesn't want to go out of it. So a quick little bit of filming while she's distracted, because I have got enough hurdles in this area, so I managed to get her in here effortlessly, put her in a bucket, and yeah, just going to put her to Victor. He's actually over there, which is a bit unusual. He normally goes back in his house at this point, but we'll see, he might do that. So fortunately that was relatively easy. So that's dainty. That is Victor in the middle, and then the Eleonora is on the right. So the Eleonora should already be bred. Issue being is that I haven't really got anywhere to put her at the moment. So it's a bit difficult. We actually lost a pen when we moved the entrance, so we're a bit short of space really. So Victor just making sure she knows he's there. She's not in season, to be honest. It's just I need the pen. Got a sow that's only a few days off farrowing in. I'm sure they'll all work it out. Quite soupy down this end, in fairness. If it was all like this, I wouldn't be that happy, but the top end's pretty good. There is in the pen, just in the background, by my finger, there is the old railway carriage which has been cut down and kind of halfway into a new pig house, because we haven't really had any weather to paint it yet. Well, no, I could have probably just about managed it today, but I've had other things to do. Yeah, so that will help a little bit until we've got the shed done, but hopefully that'll only be in the next couple of months. So we've got two Eleonora sows in here. They're just starting to bag up, which is about on schedule, but I'm not really organised enough to have anywhere for them to go perfectly, hence the need to just move that other sow. So we're going to try and move them now. One is heading in the right general direction, the other is just on the way. Like, some people really struggle with their pigs, because we handle them quite a bit. On the whole, pretty calm and quiet. She's found a few piglets, so just need to get her sister out. Ooh. Very little handling facilities, but one of the few things we do have is permanent kind of race. Which does give us something solid to work off at least. But come on then, ladies. So one's ahead of me. Yeah, not ideal having them together. At least it's a decent house with a decent fence. So if one of them did farrow the next day, or well, overnight or whatever, well, at least they're contained. And these two have actually fed each other's pigs in the past. I'm not sure if it was before we were vlogging, I think it might be, but one of these two sows, who have always farrowed within 24 hours of each other, ripped the panel up in the shed that you saw earlier, the middle panel, and their piglets just fed off both of them. So I'm not too panicked about one of them farrowing, although I don't think they're going to, although you can see they're starting to bag up, but they're not swollen, their vulvas aren't swollen, so they could still be, I think they're still meant to be about a week off, but at least they're heading towards somewhere more suitable, because that last house was completely trashed, to be honest. The one with the bendy ear is a bit boisterous, to say the least.